Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Merry Christmas. Let me get to my live chat here. How's everyone doing this morning? I'm tired. I've been out and about 2 different days shopping, and I'm tired from it. Plus, I'd been really stressed out and just exhausted from that, too. Hey, Mama Bear, Sarah, Lisa, Vicky, Winky Whispers. Honey, I've been saying prayers for you. So sorry for your loss. I hadn't seen you to tell you, but I'm so sorry. I'll be praying for you. Debbie, Tracy, good morning, Queen Tracy. Well, I was stressed. I was experiencing, probably for the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of mania. And I'm just now getting calmed down and kind of getting to feel back like myself. Yeah. Hey, I got to remind myself I got a lot to be thankful for. Guys, I get wrapped up in my own trauma and pain, and it almost like consumes me sometimes. Yeah. I'm going to be going to the doctor after Christmas. I got to get some of my medication back. I just don't like taking that crap, so it is. Anyhow, Christmas is coming. I got a lot to be grateful for. Plus, my son's birthday is the 29th. So, hey, you got to cheer up. I am cheered up. I got a beautiful card in the mail yesterday from Sapphire. Shout out to her. It was beautiful. It made my day. She wrote me a little message inside, and I read it to Mark, and he's like, "Oh, that's so cool." So I got her one. I'm going to get mailed out today, but probably won't make it there by Christmas. But that's okay. Hey, Samara. Good morning. Merry Christmas. Did I say hi to Misty? I get to talking and can't remember who I say hi to. Anyways, good morning, Misty. I don't mean to overlook anyone. I will be looking at someone's name and have it in my mind to say hi to them, and I'm talking, and then I forget about it. Then I can't remember if I did or not. Okay, guys. I was going to tell you guys something else. Oh, yeah. I was in that live stream last night on Joe Exotic's channel over there running my mouth about poser Jeff Lowe, of course. Hey, I couldn't help it. I usually don't say mean things about people in live streams, but hey, Jeff Lowe's a piece of crap. He's an animal abuser. And he totally set Joe up. Firmly believe it. Thank you, Misty. Well, I get it. I'll be looking at someone's name and think, I'm going to say hi to them when I quit running my mouth, and then I forget. Then I can't remember if I did or not. It's hard for me to talk and look at the chat. I get mixed up my memory. Now, anyways, back to Joe Exotic. They were explaining on that live stream last night why he shot those 5 tigers, which their names were Samson, Delilah, Trinity, Lauren, and Cuddles. Seems the prosecution didn't tell the whole truth to the jury about why Joe shot them. It was actually legal what he did. Yeah, it's legal to put an animal down like that if it's quick and painless and they're suffering. And these tigers were suffering. Some of these tigers, Joe had actually took in. Some of them had been declawed when he got them. And when big cats are declawed, it cripples them eventually. Hey, never lose hope. I'm going to slide in here unnoticed. Never lose hope. Can't slide in. I'm going to notice your name because you're all into this Tiger King with me. Her and I both think Jeff Lowe's a piece of crap. He's a poser. He's a loser. Okay, I lost my train of thought. So they didn't tell the jury that. And here's something else. They did autopsies on those animals, but only on their heads. Only on their heads, which said that they had been shot. One had like some alleged blunt force trauma, but they didn't do, I think it's called a necrotopsy, if I'm not mistaken, on the tigers' bodies. And this professional that examined these tigers testified that she could only tell how they died. You know, she couldn't tell if they had any illnesses or anything like that because she didn't actually examine the tiger's body or the bones, do any testing on the bones. I'm sure there wasn't nothing but bones left by the time they dug them up. Hey, Toxic Orchid. I've been wanting an orchid, by the way, for so long. So I don't think that was really fair. I think if they were going to examine those tigers and present it as evidence, they should have done testing on their bones too. Because according to Joe, he was doing the humane thing. And then, I always say on this channel, like, if you're going to own a zoo, then you need a veterinarian to put down the animal properly. But here I was speaking on something that I don't even know about. I reckon they have to tranquilize those tigers, which stresses them out. They're hit with a dart that's going about 60, 70 miles an hour or more. The dart that goes into the tiger is so hot that the person has to wait about 15 minutes for it to cool off to even take it out. And before the tiger goes down, they're freaking out, climbing the cages, just going crazy. So Joe said, to him, it was more humane. Just a quick shot, no suffering, no stress to these animals. I'm very conflicted about this, guys, because I love animals. I'm a big animal lover, and there is no way I could shoot Annabelle, my goat, if she was suffering like that. I would have to call a veterinarian to do it. I think that's a little bit different than I can't talk, dealing with big cats. We're going to take a listen to them explain. We're not going to listen to much of it because I'm on a time schedule this morning, guys. I got to be off by at least 11:40. But we're just going to listen to them explain what happens to the cats if you shoot them with the dart. Hold on just a minute. Let me get it pulled up here. Pause the video. Let me go share it. Joe Exotic's channel better not strike me because, look, I'm on his side with the murder for hire setup. Now I'm understanding more about why he shot these cats. He did not shoot these cats for the hell of it. Allegedly, he didn't.
The tigers in question.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk about the tiger story because I had asked Joe at some point in the past
You'll probably see my chat.
What really happened, because I remember when the show first came out, and this friend of mine who is an animal lover like me, and I was trying to explain the story to her, and she's like, yeah, but he shot 5 tigers. It was like, well, end of story then. Like, no matter what you say at this point, which is probably what the jury's mind as well, right? That's all they heard. So anyway, I said, can you tell me in your own words, right? So I'm just going to read just because he, like, I think I mentioned it the first time we talked on here, how he just explained it better than anybody. He said, my story is very simple and honest. Having sick and crippled animals makes money and tugs on heartstrings. This is why you never see an ASPCA commercial on TV with healthy dogs, because nobody would ever donate. Well, it's the same with exotic animals. Ask Carol Baskin. She is the queen of having sad stories to raise money with and operate on tigers online live to make money. I can admit I had a lot of crippled animals because I found myself doing the same thing to pay bills. When Travis died, I told him and God it had to stop for many reasons. One was I cheated him out of my life, because every waking moment he was at the zoo. And And he goes, I walked around the zoo one morning and looked at some of the animals that lived so bad they couldn't walk. Some even had missing legs. And I asked myself, what the hell are you doing, Joe? Making these animals suffer to raise money. So for years, my inspectors kept saying the same thing. Joe, you have 260 tigers. Why do you make these animals stay alive and suffer? I never had the answer to that I could be honest about anyway, until Travis died. So I asked my inspector if I could put some of the old crippled ones down, and she said, it's about time. I asked if they could be shot to make it fast and easy, and she said, as long as it's instantaneous, yes. So then he went on to explain, and this is the part that really got to me, because I didn't understand. When I read the court documents that the vet was testifying to, and she talked about, well, yeah, the vet goes in and they have a lethal injection and they inject the tiger and they die right away. And I'm thinking, well, that sounds pretty humane to me. But I never thought about the fact that they have to tranquilize the tigers. So this is the part that really got to me. He said, when you euthanize an animal, you start with a 6 cc dart about 8 inches long and a 14 gauge needle on the end. With a
pretty big.
You shoot the animal with the dart gun and it hits them and sticks in them at 80 miles an hour. The primer goes off and all 6 cc's of medicine go into the animal in a split second. The dart gets so hot that you can't touch it and the tiger freaks out and attacks the cage. They climb the fence, and depending on the tiger, the weight, adrenaline, all that, and whether or not they have to do it and how much tolerance they have to the drug, sometimes you have to shoot them 5 or 6 times. After this, you have to wait the next 20 to 45 minutes while they throw up, go into convulsions and seizures. And when they finally go to sleep, the vet can walk in and give them a lethal injection. It's very cruel. So when I read this, I was so shocked, because the way they presented it in court, which is all that the jury heard, was that he shot these tigers and we could have just come in with a gun, and just given him a lethal injection. And what's even more interesting is a friend of his actually sent the darts to his attorneys so they could show them and explain the cruelty that he's talking about here, but they wouldn't allow it into the trial. So then he said, so instead of torturing them, he said, I ended their pain in a split second. And this was legal by the state of Oklahoma and the USDA. So they told me, because he also had the protocol from the vet that he was allowed, to euthanize by gunshot.
Right. And I'm going to get into that here.
Yeah. So, but he said, me and Ray took a 410 shotgun, and because I love my animals and they loved me, they came to the fence to be petted. I said, guys, I'm so sorry. I put the gun right next to their forehead, and in a microsecond, it was over, instead of 45 minutes of torture. So
Wow.
I wish the jury had heard this, because it is so cruel sounding. And the fact that they wouldn't even, I don't know if their attorneys didn't present it or if the court didn't allow it, but it seems to me when you're reading the transcripts, the vet makes it sound like, yeah, we pop over there, we pull out a needle, a boom, instant death, no big deal, So
that's the first time I've ever heard it broken down like that. I had no clue. I mean, that's quite the big needle to begin with, and then we're talking about the speed, the medicine, and then what the animal goes through. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I hadn't either. I was shocked and I was horrified, and I was
okay. So some guy I just noticed called me an idiot in that chat last night. I didn't even see it. Screw him. It was probably Jeff Lowe. I said Jeff Lowe was a loser and a poser. So I got called an idiot. I don't know who that is outside. Somebody just pulled up in my driveway. I think they got the wrong house. Anyways, yeah. So Stephen Irons called me an idiot in that chat. It was probably freaking Jeff Lowe himself. I don't care. But anyways, I had never heard it broken down like that. I had it in my head, yeah, they just go in there, give them a shot, and they go to sleep. See, I didn't know what I was talking about, so I shouldn't have been speaking on it. And They done, like, at his trial, like, they combined the murder for hire and the wildlife charges, and they presented all the evidence for shooting the tigers first, so that Joe, so the jury would be like, wow, he shot these tigers, so, why wouldn't he shoot someone else? Why wouldn't he plan this murder for hire? Hold on, guys. Someone's coming to my door. I think it's one of Mark's friends. Let me mute and go answer it. Okay, guys. Sorry. I had to give my dogs a minute to calm down. God, people are so annoying. Okay, so, yeah. I'd never heard it broken down like that. I really thought they just went in there. I don't know why I was thinking that. Like, you can't just walk into a tiger's enclosure and stick a shot in them. I really didn't know it stressed them out that much to be tranquilized. I should have known it did, though. Common sense. Anyways, they're trying to get him a pardon. Joe's suing the DOJ. I don't know how that's going to play out. I think he was totally set up by Jeff Lowe, though. But I think Joe had a big mouth. His mouth got him in trouble. I mean, the jury even got to see some of the videos where he had threatened Carol, like shooting at mannequins that was dressed up like Carol and things. Lady, please stop. Goodness gracious. Okay. Now, let me get back to my live chat so I can see you guys. I hate getting interrupted during my live stream by idiots. I really do. Let me mute this. Never know how these live streams are going to go. Especially when you got these little stinking dogs. That was Joe's biggest error, that he did that and filmed it. Yes. Yeah. And the jury got to see that. Like, in one of his videos, he had a watch on, like an expensive watch. He takes it off, puts it down, and shoots it with the shotgun. Before he does it, he's like, I guess Carol Baskin wants my watch. He took it off, laid it down, and shot it with the shotgun. I think Joe started out trying to do a good thing because he'd go around and talk to kids about not drinking and driving, staying off drugs, doing the right things. Then he started taking cubs with him, animals with him to keep the kids' attention and things. And he started that zoo in honor of his brother that had got killed in a car wreck. His brother loved big tigers. Anyways, he got off track and got greedy and started breeding tigers and selling cubs for money. And I think he realized that there at the end. He had really messed up, really done some bad things. Now, I think he felt bad for the way the animals were treated. Okay. So next, I wanted to tell y'all something about Lori Vallow in a second. And gosh, I hope this is not the freaking truth. Let me get to my article. But allegedly, the prosecutor was recorded coaching Lori's sister on and Lori's sister-in-law, Alex Cox's wife. And I'm saying allegedly, because I don't know if it's the truth. They said there was some kind of secret recording. I'd love to hear it. And the prosecutor was coaching them. I hope and pray he didn't do that, because he's going to get took off the case. Could hurt the case, maybe. It says secret recording allegedly shows Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell prosecutor, coaching Lori's sister and dead brother's wife, lawyer claims. Now, he claims this. This don't make it true. I hope and pray it's not true. It says lawyers for both Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow have asked a judge to dismiss the lead prosecutor in the cases against the married defendants, accusing him of inappropriate conduct. Daybell's attorney, John Pryor, and Vallow's attorney, Mark Means, have both asked for Madison County Special Prosecutor Rob Wood to be removed from the case. In June, Vallow's children, Tylee Ryan and J.J. Vallow, were found dead in Dunbell's backyard in Salem, Idaho. Both defendants have been charged with felony conspiracy to conceal evidence. And Chad Dunbell has been charged with 2 felony counts of conspiracy to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence. Neither has been charged with murder. I don't know what the holdup on that is. I mean, they've had months and months and months to investigate. In a closed hearing on Friday, the defendants' attorneys both alleged that Wood attempted to coerce, unduly influence, coach, and or intimidate Vallow's sister, Summer Shiflett, and Vallow's sister-in-law, Zulema, let me see if I can say her name, Pasnese or something like that, who married Lori's brother Alex Cox shortly before his sudden death in December 2019, which authorities determined was the result of natural causes. Damn, he's been dead a year. I didn't realize that, didn't think about it. According to KUTV, the attorneys came into possession of audio recordings that were made at Arizona Police Station in October, but it's unclear if the recordings were made on the same day. It is also not yet known specifically how Wood was alleged to have coached the witnesses. Wood has denied the allegations and requested an expedited hearing on the matter. At all times, the Madison County Prosecutor's Office has acted in accordance with the Idaho rules of professional conduct and has strived to seek justice in this case while acting in accordance with its duties to protect the rights of the defendants, Chad Dunbell and Lori Vallow. The prosecutor's office said in the court documents obtained by the Rexburg Standard Journal. According to the court documents, the prosecutor's office also said that Zulema, I don't know how you say her name, attorney recorded the police station conversations without informing Wood. The state has reason to believe that Mr. Smith recorded these conversations due to the fact that part of the recording was Miss Pastanese appears to have taken place outside of her presence. The state is unaware if Shiflett and Miss Pastanese consented to the recordings or to any disclosure to any third parties. I wish I'd looked up how to pronounce her name. It remains unknown if Smith or someone else shared the recording with the defendant's lawyers. The attorneys and the special prosecutor will meet for a hearing on January 6th before Idaho District Judge Stephen Boyce. The judge will decide before December 30th whether the hearing will be public. We need to write this down. I think I already wrote it down in my planner. December 6th. So we don't know if it's going to be public yet. I hope so. I saw something highlighted in blue about that recording. I'd love to hear that recording. Let me click on this. I mean, I don't know what all could happen because I'm not an attorney, but I mean, if he, let's say he did do it, I think they would just remove him from the case and get another prosecutor. These people are idiots. He probably didn't even do this, guys. Because we know for sure Chad's attorney don't got walking around sense. He's a complete idiot. I wouldn't let him represent me on serious charges. I wouldn't let him represent me on any damn thing. He's a complete moron. He don't even know how to speak up into the damn microphone. Has he never been in court? They're a bunch of clowns. They sure are. I was just looking to see if maybe this recording was up, but it's not. I'd love to hear it so I could judge for myself. What they might say is coercion might not even be. Because like I said, they're complete idiots anyways. It's just it's so frustrating. It's taken so long for them to charge them with murder. I know they have to make sure they got everything properly done and investigated. Because they only got one chance, really, to convict them. If they was to get found not guilty, you couldn't try them again for the same charges. Be double jeopardy. Hey, Natalie, good morning. I seriously think the man's brain has been affected by alcohol. When he was sitting in court during Chad's preliminary hearing, I kept thinking to myself, I bet he drinks a lot of liquor at night. I bet he drinks. Because his face was blood red. I mean, of course, it could just be high blood pressure or something, but I don't know. He probably drinks brandy and crap every night, if the truth's known. I think he's been in some trouble himself. Hey, Shug. Is that you? Did you change your name from the chatterbox? They're trying to see how many of them can fit in an itty-bitty car. Who I thought that eggnog would never wear off. I'm going to get me some beer for Christmas. Have a few beers. That's what I plan to do. I'll try me some good eggnog. Okay, back to the Vallow case. Hey, they're going to get their karma one day, guys. When they meet their maker, whenever they pass away, they're going to have to answer for murdering these children. And Charles and Tammy, because I believe they murdered Tammy too. 100%. Okay, I was making sure somebody didn't clone your name, Shug, because I know you changed it. Okay. Let me get back. I'm not even on my live chat. Back on. According to that psychic, they killed Tammy by octopus venom. From what was it? What did we look up and find? Like a blue-ringed octopus, like the size of it's a very small octopus, like a golf ball or something. It makes total sense. I always suspected they poisoned her or something. Oh my gosh, lady, chill. Ladybug, my dog, she's always trying to fight with the other dogs, y'all. Especially if there's food around. She's got her food back here. So every time they walk back here, she's a growling. I was trying to put Alexis's picture up here. We're going to talk about Alexis Sharkey too. Gannon case should be acting like the character from The Ring. Oh yeah, I saw something on Gannon Stouch's case the other day. Actually, it was yesterday, and I freaking meant to mention it and totally forgot. But that was it a paralegal court reporter something like that. The person that worked at the courthouse had access to the records, had leaked some information that was sealed about that case. And she had to go to court over it. Of course, she was charged with it. It said that they didn't know if she lost her job or not over it, but I think she got probation over it. She leaked some gruesome details. And see, his family had to see all that crap online before the police even got a chance to tell him. People have no heart. Yep. Let me see if I can, before we go to Alexis' case, let me see if I can find that again. Okay, woman who leaked Cannon's. Let me see. Let me click on this. Lady, stop crying. Be nice. It's Christmas. You Grinch. Okay, let's see. Let me turn this on. Sherry Bartsbeat, 54, pleaded guilty December 10th in Adams County Court to a single count of attempted official misconduct. Gosh, let me mute that. And let me pause it so I can freaking see. Okay, so Sherry Fartsbeat, 54, pleaded guilty December 10th in Adams County Court to a single count of attempted official misconduct. Court records show authorities allege she abused her access to state court filings in early April to gain access to an arrest affidavit for Gannon's stepmonster, Letitia Stouch, who was charged with first-degree murder in his lane. The document was given to an online news outlet which published it while it remained under seal. That's what she did. Let's see what else it says. Prosecutors dropped the original charge against her, first-degree official misconduct, in exchange for her guilty plea to a lesser count. The deal averted a trial scheduled for the same day. She had faced up to a year in jail and fined up to $1,000 if convicted of the original charge. I actually thought that this was going to be, I hate clicking on these videos where no one's even talking. You got to read all this. See what else it says. It says, at the time of the leak, Fartsbeat was a paralegal in the Brighton City Attorney's Office. She was placed on administrative leave as a result of the allegations. A city spokeswoman couldn't immediately be reached for an update about her employment status. She ended up getting like probation. People that do things like that have no heart. That shows that she didn't care how that affected Gannon's family after all they had been through. What a piece of crap. Freaking weirdo. Oh, crap. Just trying to take that one down. She should have got some jail time for that, because that was cruel to do. Honestly, the music sounded cool with her reading. Oh, I didn't think y'all could hear me. I forgot to plug my mic up. I was trying to read it with the music, and it was just so damn loud. I didn't think y'all could hear me. Oh my gosh. Lady's over here. Okay, let me get my mic pulled back up. Lady, please quit that. Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear her, but she's going on and on and on. So, there was an article that came out about Alexis Sharkey, the person that first drove by where her body was at. Lady, stop. Said he first didn't think it was a body. It looked like a mannequin, right? Let me move this food if you're going to do this crap. Okay, problem solved. He thought that it was a mannequin laying there, but I reckon when her body was found, it was clean. It looked like it had been delicately placed there. Now, nobody has been arrested in connection with her death, and I don't think a cause of death has come back yet. Let me see. Alexis Sharkey's cause of death is still pending, meaning it is unclear whether she was the victim of foul play. No arrests have been made in connection with her death. Authorities have not named any persons of interest. Now, her friends, who have done countless interviews, claim that she was in an abusive relationship with her husband, Tom Sharkey. And they really hadn't been married that long. They claimed that Alexis was getting ready to divorce him. It's probably true. When they were on a trip together, they said throughout the trip he was sending really awful, nasty messages to her. That's what a friend told the Daily Beast. And then the friend said, but one night when she and I were talking alone, she said, he strangles me, chokes me out, and I black out and wake up on the bathroom floor every single time. Alexis seemed like she was a very social person. I'm wondering if anyone ever noticed any bruising on her throat or anything. Because when someone chokes you, it usually leaves you bruised. When I had that happen to me, my first husband, my neck was bruised, my throat. I'm just wondering, she probably hid it, probably covered it up with makeup or tried to, or didn't go around people if she had bruises. Hey, Mama Bear, she left her car at Tanya's house and came back for it at 2:30 a.m. You know what, Mama Bear? I'm suspicious of her friends as well as her husband. I was sitting there thinking that this morning after I read this. I was thinking, I'm really suspicious of Tom Sharkey. But I'm suspicious of those friends too. You know, things aren't always as they seem. Seems like her friend's trying to convince everybody that he was an abuser, her friends. Hey, it's a possibility her husband didn't do anything to her. One of her friends could have been jealous of her. Anything's possible at this point. Now, he claimed, Mama Bear, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he claim that they got in an argument that night and she jumped the fence? She went outside and jumped the fence and left? It wouldn't be the first time that a friend had killed another friend because they were jealous of them. Happens all the time. He's had a few stories. Yes, he did claim it. And he also claimed that she didn't take her car. Red Rum's been doing videos on this. Red Rum Media. I need to go over there and watch the rest of them that she's got done. She always brings a lot of info. She is so young and beautiful. Breaks my heart for her mom. Her mom's a pretty lady too. Very pretty. And her mom, definitely thinks foul play was involved. I have so much. Well, say it, Tracy. If you have a lot to say it. We don't care if it's different than our opinion. He told that to KHOU. God, they didn't fight right. Everybody has arguments in a relationship. I mean, I guess there's some people that don't have many disagreements. I kind of find that hard to believe when people say that they don't ever have arguments or anything. Because when you're with somebody for so long, they get on your freaking nerves sometimes. Hey, faithful one. Jack's mom. How are y'all doing? Merry Christmas. I can't type all I got to say. It would be a small book. Oh, if I had time, I'd give you a link and tell you to come up and tell me all about it. You'll have to email me and tell me what you're thinking. I'm very open-minded. people's got different opinions than me. It does make me think, hey, good point. Hey, that's a good possibility. I like hearing people's opinions. My hubby and I don't really toxic orchid. Well, I argue sometimes. Well, I guess I'm wrong. I mean, like I said, I guess there are a few couples that don't really have disagreements and argue. Yeah, or post it in Discord. Yeah, I can give you a link to, email me and I'll give you a link to the Discord. I don't really want to put it in chat. I have before, but anyone could get a hold of it, Maybe some weirdo that we don't know. Yep, we discussed, but only because he knows I've been abused. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's, that's good. That's good that, he's so considerate of, your trauma that you've been through, and y'all can just sit down and discuss things without, raising your voice. Definitely email me, Tracy. I put my email in, but my email is in my about section. Email me and I'll get in there today sometime or tomorrow and check it. I'm so bad about checking emails. I'm getting better at it. Raised voices cause me to freeze. You know what bothers me? Being called names. Yeah, I'd rather be slapped in the face than somebody call me a name. I don't know why. Some people say, oh, it's just a name. It shouldn't hurt you. But it does hurt me because I've been abused. Physically, mentally. It does hurt me. It really bothers me. He's living in his truck now, not taking care of the cats. That guy's nuts. I guess I'm a very judgmental person, but I was just looking at his pictures and he just does not look like someone that this beautiful girl would be with. Not that he's like this ugly, ugly person. He just didn't look like her type with the big beard and the bald head and all that. I went through the same thing, toxic orchid. I went through the same thing with my first husband. I was very young when I married him. His picture's scary. He's a big old guy. Could you imagine that guy, how big his hands is with his hands around your throat? If these things are true. I don't know, guys. I just don't trust her friends. There is something about them that is freaking weird. Especially that real dark-headed one. I don't know their names. I should have wrote them down. I don't know. There's just something weird about them. I always thought to myself, are they doing these interviews for the right reasons? Or are they trying to make themselves look like good friends? Or are they trying to get followers on Instagram? What's going on with this? What is up with the choking and sex thing? I don't get why people do that weird. Me either. I damn sure as hell don't want to be choked during sex. I don't know about y'all. Some people's into that. There was a man that actually claimed he was an elderly man too, accidentally killed his wife like that. Prosecution thought otherwise. They thought he'd done it on purpose. Does he not have a job, Mama Bear? Was he just mooching off her? Like Shanann and Chris. Yeah. Well, if we can believe anything that Chris said, you know what I think, guys? I think Chris Watts attacked Shanann after she was asleep. Because he had no scratch marks. She didn't try to fight back or anything. trust me, when someone's got their hands around your throat, you're trying to get them off. I think he got her from behind. I think she was laying on her side asleep. I've always thought that. Tanya's TikTok videos is very suspect. That's the one I'm trying to think of. Tanya. That's the name I was trying to think of. Let me get out of this for a second because I'm going to have to mute a second and let Skylar go out. One sec. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Smokey had to go out too, so I'll have to let him back in a minute. I'm thinking I'm going to have to change my live stream time to an earlier time. I'm just going to have to start getting up earlier and getting my animals situated in the morning because it seems like, around 10:30, Skylar always jumps up out of bed, has to go out or during my live stream or something. So I'm actually thinking about changing it to just a little bit earlier. Maybe start at 10 and be done by, I don't know, or maybe go back to 9:30. I'm not sure yet. Oh, thank you, Jack's mom. Chloe and I took that in front of the Christmas tree probably about a week ago. I'm so thankful and grateful she's here. I didn't think she was going to make it to Christmas. She was so sick. We finally got her straightened out. She takes 4 different medicines now. Anyways, guys, I'm going to try to do a live stream and have us a ugly Christmas sweater party tonight. And I was thinking, should I do it Christmas Eve night or Christmas night or do it tonight? Which would be best? Why wouldn't Tanya say who Alexis went with? Was it Tom? Yeah, that's really weird. Maybe a female killed Alexis, took her clothes off of her to make it look like someone had sexually assaulted her. Toxic would explain no bruising on her. Yeah. We don't mind if you have to tend to the animals. Thank you. You know what? When I'm watching people's live streams and something's going on with their dogs, I would rather for them mute, take care of their animal, than hear their dog in the background needing something and them just sitting there going on and on. For real. I don't have an ugly sweater. I think I'm the only one. I wouldn't really consider mine all that ugly. It's got a cute bulldog on it with reindeer ears or antlers and a red nose. I'm going to set the stream up. I just need to make up my mind if I want to do it tonight because I got quite a few things going on today. Mark's gone to get my son for me, pick him up from my mom's. And I've got to wrap up a present before he gets here. Heidi Broussard, yep. I've not forgot her, Tracy, because we talked about her a lot. And, when she first went missing, everybody was blaming her boyfriend, her fiance. Not me. I held out on accusing him. Because I knew that the baby was the motive. I just knew it. What was his name? Shane Carey? Something like that. He was completely innocent, and everybody was blaming him for her disappearance because they said he acted weird in the interviews. I thought he just acted stressed out. You don't never know. You can't judge someone by that because people react differently to stressful situations and trauma. Now, Heidi, that girl that killed Heidi, they had known each other, like 10 years? They had met like at a camp or church or something like that. Jax sounds it is cute, Jax. My son actually got it for me. He got it for me last year. Yeah. So last year, like I wore it for like a few minutes on Christmas Day, and that was it. Bible camp. They met at Bible camp. I knew it was something like that. Hey, you can't trust anyone. People like that do things like that. That girl deserves the death penalty for that, in my opinion. Yes, Shane, I never thought he was guilty, just nervous, stressed. Yeah, you didn't think he was guilty. I remember us talking about it. We didn't. We didn't think he was guilty. I kept saying, I'm going to hold out, see what happens. Because I just knew the baby was the motive for the disappearance. I just knew it. Let me see. What else is going on here? Back to Alexis Sharkey. I'm very suspicious of that friend, Tanya, however the hell you want to say her name. Very suspicious of her. I don't know. It just, to me, it's like they're pushing this abuse thing. I don't know. I'm just torn. Guess I'm just going to have to wait for more information. I'm going to have to wait for a cause of death. I'm so ready for trials to resume. So many monsters need to face their crimes. Yes. Did y'all say about that guy in Florida who stabbed his girlfriend? He slit her throat. He stabbed her in the eyes. He beat up his own baby, bit half of her nose off. She's still recovering in the hospital. God love her heart. The mom's not faring as well. She's still in ICU. She's probably going to be, if she makes it, blind for the rest of her life because he stabbed her right in the eyes. Hey, Red Rum. I was just talking about you and your Alexis Sharkey videos. We was just talking about, they said that her body was just delicately laid out and it was clean. It wasn't dirty or anything. Yes, the mom lived. That mom in Florida, she lived. Yeah, but he stabbed her eyes. He slit her throat. He beat up his mom, too. I think he was on something because, okay, so he lived in the house with his mom. The girlfriend lived there and the baby. The mom woke up in the middle of the night hearing him punch the walls. She went in there. He picked up some kind of piece of wood or something and started hitting her with it and saying, "You're not going to abuse my mom." And she was trying to tell him, "I am your mom." And she ran from the house to the neighbor's house to call the police. And then he went on to stab his girlfriend, slice her throat, gouge her eyes out with a knife, and bite the baby's nose and beat her. It rained super hard that night here in Houston. See, and her body wasn't wet or anything, was it? From what the witness said. It looked like a mannequin laying there when he drove by. I don't reckon he even stopped. Maybe just called authorities after that. It said he drove by. We're going to get snow too, Lisa. We went and got our propane tanks refilled yesterday and everything. How can anyone ever trust after hearing these stories? You can't. Because you can't. Because you really don't know people. You may think you do, but you don't. I mean, look at these women that's been married to serial killers. And they had no idea that they were serial killers and doing all these horrible things. You especially cannot trust people online. People will be, some people, not all people, I've met more good than bad, but people will be nice to you until you do something they don't like and then they totally flip out. Or meeting someone from online. They'll seem nice. You meet up with them and they'll go crazy on you. Turn into a freaking monster. Happens all the time. Me either, Lisa. Maybe she was placed there that morning then. I can't remember, but I think it stopped raining by the morning. I'm wondering if her hair was wet or anything. Tanya blocked me on TikTok because I said there was Freudian slips in the video. Did she block you? I just think it's weird they've done so many interviews. There's something weird about that whole bunch. For real. They didn't even know Alexis that well. They'd only known her about a year. She hadn't been in Houston that long. Evil Queen. I didn't know she had a TikTok. I'm going to have to check that out because I got TikTok. I like doing my little animal TikTok videos. My dogs. I used to trust everyone. Give everyone 100 chances. No longer. I'm suspicious about everyone now. Yeah, me too. Fake friends, they didn't give a shit. See, that's the way I take them too. I thought it was just me being too judgmental because I'm bad for that sometimes. Something's just not right with them. Especially that Tanya girl. Isn't Tanya the one with the dark hair? I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but Alexis was a lot prettier than them. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just my opinion about it. I mean, they're pretty girls too. I'm not saying that. Let me click on this article and I can tell you. It says, loved ones held a private viewing for Alexis Sharkey on Friday in Pennsylvania. Close friends described the viewing for the Instagram sensation as intimate, emotional, and difficult. Allie Kell shared a video from inside the viewing. It showed candles lit in front of pictures of their beloved friend. See, they couldn't even go to their friend's viewing without videoing it. Like, I get that her followers would probably want to see something like that, but Jesus Christ, you got to record every freaking thing? Okay. It said Christmas lights adored the table with a portrait of Alexis on display. Kel told ABC 13 they're simultaneously grieving and searching for justice. You put down your phone, quit videoing private moments, intimate things like that at a damn viewing. Kel said friends and family were able to see Sharkey one last time at the viewing. She said Alexis' family plans on having a big memorial next year. Kel revealed Sharkey's husband, Tom, wasn't invited to the viewing. Well, I mean, actually, he's her next of kin. He should have been the one organizing that. Or organizing his own thing. Her family didn't invite him. They didn't want him there. That's why it was kept so secret, so he wouldn't get word about what was going on. Kel said there was a delay in getting Alexis' body to Pennsylvania over next of kin issues. The Harris County medical examiner would not confirm details of any dispute, referring us to the legal process for releasing the body. Records initially showed Alexis' husband as next of kin. They now show her parents. Eyewitness News reached out to Tom Sharkey for comment. So far, he hasn't responded to our request. Reporter Steve Campion spoke with him earlier this month. Sharkey insisted their marriage was happy and strong. He said Alexis' social media portrayal wasn't an accurate depiction. He said she wasn't that happy person seen on Instagram. Alexis' close friends again told Campion she expressed concerns about her marriage as early as August. She didn't want to be at home and said in text messages the relationship left her with anxiety. That they said that was true at Thanksgiving just before her disappearance. She didn't want to be home on Thanksgiving. She wanted to be anywhere else but home, said Cal. Oh, Beth M., Merry Christmas, my fellow Blondie. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Blondie. We've always called each other that because we're both blondes. She started that. Thank you, Beth. It's good to see you, by the way. So good to see you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Kel said friends now believe the last time anyone heard from Alexis Sharkey was on Friday, November 27th. She sent a casual message on Instagram at 6:30 p.m. to a friend. They said she was at her Houston apartment watching movies. Alexis' body was discovered the next morning, just a short drive from the complex. Close friends told ABC 13 they filed a missing persons report for Alexis, not knowing she had already been found lifeless. They said the pending investigation has left them worried about their safety and eager for action. They're worried about their safety, but they're on all kinds of different news stations giving interviews. Okay? In the fact that we have nothing, it's been almost a month now. My biggest fear from the beginning, because of how big Houston is and how there aren't a ton of police officers compared to the population, is that this was going to get swept under the rug, said Cal. I don't think it would have ever been swept under the rug because she was a big influencer on Instagram. Hurts my heart that she felt like she couldn't talk to us sooner because maybe this could have been prevented. We could have done a little bit more. See, they are already, they've done got him convicted of this. They've done got her husband convicted of this. Hold on, guys. Let me go let Smokey the Bear back in. Okay, sorry. I'm back. Let's see what else. John Richardson works as a supervisor in the city of Houston's solid waste department. He said the Thanksgiving holiday pushed back service to the weekend, which is why a garbage truck driver was picking up in the area of Red Hall Street. Richardson spoke out to Campion about the disturbing discovery. The employee called me and said, "Man, I think I seen a body, but I'm not for sure, or a mannequin or something," said Richardson. He really didn't know because he didn't stop. Richardson told the employee to continue his pickups and he'd go out and look for himself with a coworker. Richardson soon discovered the naked body of Alexis Sharkey. So we're looking and we see feet. The feet were in the road, said Richardson. "Man, I'm devastated. I'm looking at a human being lying there dead. It kind of shook me up a bit. We can't help her. We can't bring her back." Richard told Campion he can't stop thinking about the horrible situation. He called the find bizarre and said Sharkey wasn't wearing a single piece of clothing. She looked like something delicately placed her in the brush alongside the road. It plays back in my head every day. I constantly see her lying there. It plays back in my head, said Richardson. It's like she just got out of the tub. Her body was clean. There was nothing on her body. Her body was clean. Richardson is convinced someone is responsible. She kind of was in the fetal position in the way the body was laid. I think someone actually laid her there. They didn't just throw her out, said Richardson. It's just a mystery at this point. I hope they find out who did it and bring justice so that at least the family and friends can be at ease. Richardson said he didn't see any visible injuries or wounds to the body. And it says Houston police have released very few details about the death investigation. Wow. Well, her husband was he's a big, strong, strapping man, big old muscles. He could have easily carried her there and laid her out. Been easier probably for him to do it than a female to do it. I'm still suspicious of those girls, though. Suspicious of all of them. Oh, she's got a lot of red rum. Tracy, she said she's got a good theory about all this. She's got a lot to say about it. She's going to shoot me an email because I'm interested in hearing what she's got to say. Okay, guys. Thanks again, Beth, for your super chat. I appreciate that. I glanced up when I was reading and saw it. Anyways, guys, I'm going to have to get off here. I hate to cut and run, but I really got to get some things done. I've got to get Timothy's last present wrapped before he comes, and he will be here shortly, about 30, 40 minutes he will be here. So I need to get that done and actually eat a sausage biscuit. I was going to say fix me something to eat, but it's already ready. I just didn't eat yet. But anyways, y'all have a good day. Be safe. Be kind. I'm going to try to do a Christmas live stream tonight. If I decide to not do it tonight, we'll do it Christmas Eve. But I'm probably more than likely going to do it tonight unless something comes up. I'll let you guys know, though. Anyways, I love y'all. Be safe. Be kind. Thank you for your support and loyalty. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas. Peace.